Hey, what's up guys, Brad here. So today we have the Spirit of the Beast mini box. Konami decided to stealth drop the announcement of this on us with a new update that added in, I think, the card files for this, as well as some Turbo Duel event stuff. So there might be some leaks, I'm not too sure, I haven't really taken a look just yet. But this box has, as you can see here, Spiritual Beast, Ritual Beast, and YOSENJUS. So this box is kind of like a mini version of the Secret Forces in the TCG. We have YOSENJUS, Spiritual Beasts, which means that the only other archetype missing is Necros, which is a ritual archetype, which that'd be pretty cool to see in Duel Links if it ever does come. So I don't know like 99% of the cards. I know two cards in here because one of them is one of my friend's favorite cards, the other one is a card that is limited on the TCG list. So but regards to that, I have no idea what they do. So, for all intents and purposes, this is my first time ever looking at YOSENJUS and Ritual Beasts in a Duel Links context. So, let's go in. Apologies for the hair mucks up in this, because like it's 9:20 AM and for some reason, whenever you want to record a video, it just doesn't want to do anything. So, yeah, let's drive all the way down, go past the combo, because that's going to give us a look at a lot of the cards. And start off with the fusion monster, Ritual Beast Ulti Can Hawk. It's a level 6 Wind Pyro. It's interesting, 2600 attack points, 400 defense points. The artwork is really cool. 1 Ritual Beast Tamer monster plus 1 Spiritual Beast monster. Must be specialed from the extra deck by banishing the above cards you control and can't be specialed by other ways. No polymerization. Cool. So it's kind of like Gladiator Beasts in a way. It's very similar to that strategy. If this card attacks, it's unaffected by other cards' effects till the end of the damage step. So it's a fusion-based Armades, that's really cool. And during that player's turn, you can return this card you control to the extra deck, then target 2 of your banished monsters, 1 Ritual Beast Tamer and 1 Spiritual Beast, and then special them in defense mode. So you get out the materials used to summon this, or potentially materials to use to summon another Ritual Beast monster, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing also you could then use things like Gold Sarcophagus to banish one of your other monsters and then get that back out if you really want to, just as a way to kind of search it out quicker. Not bad, That's pretty good. Then we have, okay, this is the one I knew about, Spiritual Beast Tamer Winder. This is one of my friend's favorite monsters. If this card Psychic, okay, that's pretty cool in itself. 600, 1800, that's a decent stat line. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle by card effect, you can special summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Wow. And 1 Winder per turn, so when she's destroyed, you get access to this boy. Or this girl, rather. Plus a lion thing. And I'm sure we have other Ritual Beast fusions in the game, like in this box. That's really cool. I thought this was going to be an on-summon. You get like an instant access to a Ritual Beast fusion, but you can just set this face down, your opponent attacks into it, and then you get out the Ritual Beast Ulti Can Hawk. Obviously, then you're kind of limited because there is no way to then use effect immediately, but that's really cool. So either you can get one out from the deck, or get out a fusion monster. That's pretty cool. If I'm understanding that right, that's pretty good. Then we have YOSENJUS Sword Sting as the final ultra rare. YOSENJUS was what was the guy's name in Silvio's archetype in Arc 5. If you control no monsters, reveal up to 2 YOSENJUS monsters with different names in your hand, then target the same number of face-up cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. Oh boy. This is going to be another form of Six Samurais, isn't it? Like, at least right now, it's going to be like early game Six Samurais, where they were pretty good for the format, and then maybe fell off the radar, and then at some point we'll get more support, and they will come back with a bang. Maybe we'll have to wait until the Pendulum era, to be fair, to get all the support, but by that point, yeah, they might be really good. So, this is like a, I can't remember the card. Dual wield, isn't it? It's like dual wield. Basically a dual wield, but you don't require any monsters on the field. You have to have none of them, which I think for the YOSENJUS strategy is actually really easy to do. I think they were spirit monsters or something. So, let's go on to Spiritual Beast Can Hawk, level 4 Wind. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck face up. So, that basically gets in your banish zone for using with Ulti Can Hawk. It's pretty cool. During the second standby phase, after this card activation, add the card banished by this affects your hand, and you can only special summon one of these once per turn. So that's not too bad. It's basically a once per turn Gold Sarcophagus for your deck. And that's really good. Honestly, that's That's really, really cool. I really want to play this deck now. It might not be great, but it seems like it's doing stuff, so I'm interested. Then we have YOSENJUS Karma 3, which is interesting. This is the first one in the box, level 4. If this card's normal summon, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one YOSENJUS monster you had with a different name, okay? So you can get out 2 and 1 if both of them are in this set. When another YOSENJUS monster you control inflicts damage to your opponent, add one YOSENJUS card from your deck to your hand except itself. That's also really good. Obviously, that's not so great in Duel Links because if it does damage, then you can't set that card or can't activate that card. If it's a normal spell card or a trap card, there's no main phase 2, so that might be where YOSENJUS kind of fall back. I don't know. Can use this effect once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, this card was normal summon this turn. Return it to the hand. So they do have a spirit type effect on them, which I think YOSENJUS were actually okay in a TCG for a while, but I don't know whether that required their pendulum cards to be really, really good. Then we have YOSENJUS Karma 2. This guy's a bit stronger but weaker defense. This guy's normal summon, you can immediately normal summon YOSENJUS from your hand except itself, so you have that effect. This card can attack your opponent directly, but when it does so using this effect, the battle damage inflicted is halved, so it's kind of like a Cyber Dark Edge, but a bit stronger by itself, so no reliance on the graveyard, which is really, really nice. And again, once per turn, it then returns to the hand. So basically, you'd summon this guy out, summon out your Karma 3, attack directly with this, you then get the search card, and then attack with the other one, and yeah, like you can sort of see the strategy coming along here quite nicely, but again, main phase 2 I think is going to hurt this deck more so than help it. Then we have Crystalline Verma, a level 3 machine. This artwork is really, really cool. What does this guy do? You can target one face-up card you control, you can't special monster from your extra deck except machine type, also destroy that card if you do, special a Crystalline tuner from your deck. So I believe Citri is the super rare one that lets you get a card from your graveyard and special summon it. So what you could do is summon Verma, target itself, blow it up, and then summon back out the Citri, then use Citri to summon back out Verma. Then you have, I believe, level 5 or level 6 total. So that might be something you could do there. Or you can banish this card from your graveyard to add one Crystalline monster from your deck to your hand except itself. Only one effect per turn only once that turn, so either it's a searcher or it's a straight up special summon for a tuner, which I think the deck is going to love. I haven't played the deck much yet, honestly, so this card might make Crystallines a bit more budget friendly if it's a good replacement for maybe a UR they had. I don't really know the deck inside and out, so I don't know what they ran, but interesting. Then we have Cameraclops. I'd like to say this is a Zexal era card, but I don't know. If this card attacks a face-up monster on the field at the start of the damage step, destroy that monster. Wait, if its defense must be higher than this card's attack, so if you're going against Blue Eyes, this will kill your opponent's Blue Eyes cards before it can destroy, before the Blue Eyes can destroy the Cameraclops. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, is that before any damage is calculated, it will just destroy the monster. Which, I think, this is going to cheese someone very nicely. This card has to attack it though, which is the bit of the downside is that you have to initiate the battle, and then your opponent can kind of try and find some ways to react to it, but that's a very interesting cheese card, a super rare nonetheless. That's going to be pretty interesting to see how that affects things in Duel Links, because maybe you'll see this teched into some side decks or something, I'm not too sure, but pretty cool. Then we have for our next super rare, Divine Wind of the Mystic Valley. It's a field spell card. Once per turn, if a wind you control returns to the hand, special level 4 lower wind from your deck. Obviously, this is designed to work well with, I'm pretty sure, wait, let me just double check if these guys are, yeah. I was about to say the Ritual Beast, but they don't return to the hand. YOSENJUS do. YOSENJUS do return to the hand, so this is clearly designed to work with YOSENJUS. That's quite nice. I mean, will you play it? Maybe. I feel like this card could be better when we get to the Xyz era, so again, it's a card that might see play in the future as well, which is always nice to have, but I'm not too sure what else the whole, the strategy of the YOSENJUS would do with summoning out another monster in the end phase. So, yeah. If that would even work, I'm not too sure. I'm honestly not too sure about the whole ruling regarding that. So, cool card, but again, I don't know how important that's going to be to any of these decks in this box. Then we have Magnetic Field. Magnet Warrior support, okay. If you control a level 4 lower earth rock type, target level 4 in your graveyard, special it. That's just really good for Magnet Warriors, because a lot of them have effects on summon, and a lot of them like being in the graveyard, so that's really, really good. Once per turn into the damage step, when an earth type rock monster battles, but the opponent's monster wasn't destroyed by the battle, you can return that monster to the hand. That's really, really good, because a lot of Magnet Warrior decks, what they will do is they'll crash into an opponent's monster to get the last magnet in the grave, to then trigger the summon of a Berserkion or a Valkyrion. If you're also being able, if this is how that would work, if your monster like your Delta dies, and then in doing so, you then bounce back the big monster you tacked into, you then have a pretty clear board to go in for game, or to do some big damage. Like, if that's how it works, this is going to be a very integral card to the Magnet deck, and I like it. I like the fact that it is just getting out another monster on the field, and also having this effect to go to, to make OTKs more possible with that deck, which it's pretty nice. Then we have Mordschlag Wowie, a card that I predicted in one of my videos. I'm pretty sure I put this in one of my videos. An equip spell card, equip only to a normal summoned or set monster you control, so not just a normal monster, but any monster that could be an effect monster, but has to be normal summoned or set, so it can't be special summoned. That's pretty rare for Duel Links, but there might be some extreme use cases with this card. It is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects of special on monsters, so no bouncing it, no negating its effects, no targeting it. It's pretty nice. During damage calc, if the equipped monster bows an opponent's special on monster, that opponent's monster loses attack and defense equal to the equipped monster's original attack during damage calc only. Okay, this card is pretty much designed to give, I feel like this card is designed to give decks that don't special summon an advantage against special summon heavy decks, which the meta is full of right now. So for newer players, this might be a very, very good equipped card, and one that could be staple for a lot of decks going forward, especially if you are running a very heavy normal summon focused deck, which, to be fair, I feel like Ritual Beasts, they do rely on their normal summon. We've clearly seen that they have a normal summon to search, a normal summon to, before it's to be destroyed, to then get out an extra deck monster, so I think this could see some play in some cases. I'm not too sure exactly where, but interesting card nonetheless. And then we have Crystalline Impact, another super rare. My camera's actually blocking the where it says the rarity. This artwork is also pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Target one of your banished crystal monsters, special it, and if you do, if your opponent controls any face-up monsters, change their defense to 0. So I don't know the whole crystal deck again as to whether this card is good. It seems good because during either player's turn except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, when a card effect is activated that targets crystal monster you control, banish it and negate that effect. That part of the effect is good regardless. So yeah, this card's really, really good regardless of whether that first effect is good. Like, I'm sure the crystal deck does banish quite a bit, but regardless, that's also really, really good. The ability to negate an effect that targets the monster you control is always going to be much appreciated in Duel Links. And then we have Super Team Buddy Force Unite. Oh boy. We're just not going to talk about that, because this card was a meme secret rare in a TCG, and yeah, we're just gonna leave that one. We're getting Turbo Warrior, so what's the time on the video? It's 14 minutes currently, probably a bit less once we edit it. So let's just skim through, see what cards are in this box, and see what's kind of useful. Mr. Valley Thunderlord, that looks pretty cool. Ritual Beast Ulti Petalfin. It's a dolphin, a lolly dolphin rider. Okay. Can't be destroyed by card effects. That's really good. During either player's turn, you can return this card you control to extra deck. Okay, so that one literally is just a can't be destroyed by card effects. So basically, the whole deck seems to be like whatever the situation you're in, you can just return return your banished cards back to the field, return it to the extra deck, and then go into the other fusion that you might need. That's really, really cool, and it's not like they're all generic, which is pretty cool. There's the one. There's Ulti Can Hawk. This guy is limited in the TCG, I believe, not because he was too broken, but because of a time limit thing. I'm pretty sure there was like a combo with him that would just like timer stall, which is why he's limited to 1 in TCG. I think in the OCG he's at 3, so he's not like broken, but yeah, what does he even do? So again, once per turn, target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards. Oh, this one's a bit different. Once per turn, you can target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards, return them to the graveyard. If you do, add 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck to hand. Okay. So this guy is recycling cards and searching cards, which, depending on the other support in the deck, might be really useful. So let's try and see what we've got. We have Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon one Ritual Beast monster during your main phase's turn in addition to your normal summon or set. Okay. Sure. I'm guessing there's a combo there. And then we have a Petal Fin. Once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from hand, then target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Okay. This deck is seeming pretty cool so far. Then we have a Penghu. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this card before, maybe the fusion I've heard of before. Once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast from your extra deck, and send one Ritual Beast monster for the same types of monster deck to the graveyard. Okay, I'm not seeing where the graveyard comes in here. Like, there must be... We didn't get Yosenju, Karma 1, which I think is, like, the best Yosenju card. Which is, very Konami thing to do. Is there, like, a really, really good, so they have Ritual Beast Bond, which basically lets you do, go into your extra deck monsters in your opponent's turn, but requires 2 Ritual Beasts rather than 1 Ritual Beast and 1 Spiritual Beast. So, cool. We have Ritual Beast Return. Banish 1 Ritual Beast in your hand, then target one of your Ritual Beasts in the graveyard or banish, and special okay, so there's somewhat of a graveyard interaction there. You send your Training Grounds, the field spell. Ritual Beast Tamer Lara. If this card... Oh, okay. So Lara's going to let you special one from your graveyard, if it's normal summoned. Then we have Wen, who's going to let you target one of your banished ones and special summon it. And then we have Spiritual Beast Apollo. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. The rest of this turn, all Ritual Beasts you control gain 500 attack points and defense. Wow. Okay. So, I'm now starting to see where this deck is making some plays. In that the Spiritual Beasts, I like the YOSENJUS are kind of cool. Rise Spell, the Star Cycle, another Rise Spell, that's pretty nice. Is that all we have? Is that the only one we have? We have a trap card, Ritual Beast Ambush. This targets once in the graveyard or banish, special summon it. Okay. That and Guru Wind Spirit reprint. Yeah, okay. So basically there's not much to interact with the graveyard. I think our only our only Spiritual Beasts are Can Hawk and the Lion, which is fine. But beyond that, there's not too much that interacts with the graveyard, which is my main kind of concern with the deck. Again, I might be missing something really big here, and I probably am. Let me know down below if I am. But I'm excited for this box. I think it's going to be a fun box. Definitely one that's not very meta-focused, I don't think, because like by themselves, really, the Ritual Beasts don't do too much. Like you just have like a guy that can attack indirectly, and then you have this one that comes from a card effect, and this one that can recycle stuff. So I'm not entirely sure, honestly. This box seems interesting, but I'm not going to say it's like meta changing or anything. But let me know down below what you think. Thanks for watching, and there might be a stream later today, maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't know about that yet. But yeah, see you in the next one. かけらが残る